Hey, it's the podcast guy.
Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United of the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes down. Delight for Sutton United. Sutton United, the National League, are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's another little peek behind the amber curtain. I've got to work out a proper title for that, but that'll do because it's not really a curtain, because whenever I ask anyone to do it, they're like, yeah, great. So joining me today, I'm delighted to say, is an England international and our player. It's Aaron from the... is it the disability teams?
It
community
is.
teams? I don't know which.
It is the disability team, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a pan disability. So
That's correct.
What does that
So,
mean to...
so what it is it's just all types of disability, from like learning difficulties to autism, to cerebral palsy, of course. So we've got a variety of players in our squad, very good players, and we're a very good team. So I'm very happy with that.
So obviously, we were just chatting beforehand. I'm really sorry. I'm sure you've done other interviews and stuff where it's nice and smooth, but this is going to jump all over the place because I'm useless. So why this has sort of come about is obviously a few months ago, it was sort of put on the club's Twitter that you were at the World Cup.
Yeah,
which
correct.
is kind of like the first, like, well, hang on a minute, what was going on here? So what was that like, first of all?
It was brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you never ever think you're gonna represent your country at a World Cup. Like, never ever in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be doing anything like that. Do you know what I mean? And to do it, it was surreal. Like, it's unbelievable. Probably one of the best things before having after having my kids, obviously. It's one of the best things I've ever done. So was over the moon. Obviously, didn't do as well as we thought we was gonna do. Got cheated a little bit while we were there. Played Iran in the quarters, and there's a lot of cheating going on. So yeah, got knocked out earlier than we should have. But just a great experience, and obviously to do it for Sutton United as well, and to get my name on the board as well. At Sutton United, and it's always going to be there. It was just brilliant, mate. It's just a great thing.
So what was it? A month or so you were out there? Or?
Yeah, it was 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks of just hard graft. Proper, you get there. From the minute you get there, you land. You have a day just to get into your hotel and stuff like that, and it's straight out to train. And it's training twice a day, and then obviously when the games start, it's a game, and then obviously it's training, then a game, then training. So proper hard graft, but all worth it.
Yeah. And I know you've got little ones, because we were trying to schedule a time for this. And it's like, right, when's bedtime? So we've got to work all this out.
Yeah.
So what was that like, being away from them for such a long time?
The hardest thing I've done. But it's because of them. I do what I do. Do you know what I mean? And for my missus and for my kids, like, I just want them to be so proud of me, and I want them to. Hopefully, when they grow up, they can go, "Oh, my daddy played for England," and hopefully they'll understand. I've got a 4-year-old. Little Jackson, he understands, and he wears the kits, and he loves it. He loves watching me. He's watching me. You could stream the games, and he was watching me every day, and absolutely loved it, screaming out, "Go on, daddy, go on, daddy!" So yeah, it's just brilliant. I just can't wait for him to get a bit older. My other two, Matilda and Hunter, just can't wait for them to get a bit older as well. And hopefully, I'm 30 years of age now, but hopefully I can still play when they get a bit older and they can see me. But listen, running after all these young kids, mate, it is hard work. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't know if my legs could do it for much longer. But fingers crossed, I've got a few more years in me, and hopefully they can see their dad play for England. Fingers crossed.
I'm not going to be the one that burst that bubble, but I've got an 18-year-old, and I can tell you now, when you start telling them at that age, well, you played for England, you're just going to get the eye rolling, and here we go again. Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, that's it.
Thanks,
You know
Dad. All right.
that. Yeah.
So there's one little thing you mentioned beforehand as well, that because I wasn't sure when you became a full international, and you mentioned it was literally just before your move to Sutton, and you said something which I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yeah,
And I feel like many other Sutton supporters would have liked to hear that as well. So you moved to us from West Ham.
I did.
Tell us a why.
Do you know what? I was up, so I got scouted down at Whiteleaf, and then a guy said, "Come to West Ham. We want to see what you like." I said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I went up there, played a few games for West Ham, got scouted to go to the England thing, and then got into the England setup. And what it was is I was playing games for West Ham, but I didn't really feel like I was getting challenged there. And I thought there must be some better teams out there. And then heard about Sutton, and they said Sutton are quite a good little team. And I said they can't be as good as West Ham. Like, no way. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, and all that. And I actually got offered. So I was at West Ham. I got offered to go to Fulham. I got offered to go to Chelsea. And then obviously went to Sutton, and even Sutton said to me, "Oh, we don't know if we've got space for you." And I thought, "Hang on a minute, how good is Sutton?" Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't believe it, and I thought, "Are they actually going to drop me?" But I turned up to Sutton, and yeah, the standard is just unbelievable. We've played against West Ham, we've beaten West Ham. We've played against Fulham, we've beaten Fulham. We've played against Chelsea, we beat the Chelseas. We are. Well, just the whole team. It's just a cracking team to play for, and we are probably the best disability team there is. There isn't anybody much better. We've just played in the FA Cup against MK Dons, Ruislip, and Welling. So Welling or Woking, one of them, and we've just got through to the next round of the FA Cup, beating them 3-0 and 2-0. So yeah, we're just an unbelievable club, and hopefully that'll be another thing, going all the way and winning the FA Cup for the disability team.
Yeah.
It'll just be unbelievable. So yeah, it's just a crazy setup.
So when did you actually join us?
Probably 4 years ago, I think it was. About 4 years ago, yeah. So yeah, I've been there a while now, and yeah, hopefully I'll be there for a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
So you had all the drama when the first team went up.
Yeah.
We had to worry about the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Were you aware of all the conversations going on?
I was half aware of them, and obviously it was just mental. Do you know what I mean? Because I loved the only thing is obviously playing at Sutton. One of the privileges we got was playing on the pitch week in, week out, training on the pitch week in, week out, and then obviously once they got promoted and they said, "Oh, we've got to change the pitch," which means you can't now play on the pitch. Obviously, it's been like, oh, nah, do you know what I mean? Because playing in that stadium and going up to England and telling everyone, when they asked me where I'll play, and I play at Gallon Green Lane, they couldn't believe it. They were going, "What, you play?" And I said, "Yeah, week in, week out, I play at the stadium," and they just couldn't believe it. So, obviously, not being able to play there, we do get games on it. We got a game, I think last week, we won 10-0. I didn't play, I was away with England, but the boys did well. So we still get to play in there. I think we get 3 games a year. So we still get that. But yeah, it's a shame we don't get to play on it every week.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, obviously, the first team got promoted. Everyone was banging on about the magic pitch.
Yeah.
Because it gave us an advantage, which it didn't.
No.
But it was what made me really proud, and I've banged on about this so many times. What made me really, really proud is none of the supporters were worried about the first team. We were all like, yeah, the first team is they're going to have somewhere to play. We know that.
Yeah.
What we were worried about, and it took a long time to get the message out, that what we were worried about and what the board was worried about was we have got all these other teams that we need to find a home for. And I was really, really proud of it. And this is a proper club. We're not like just like, oh well, that's just an add-on. It's fine. But you're now. Is it Peaches?
We're at Peaches Close, and it's unbelievable down there. The way we get treated, and everything down there, it's just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I was a bit sceptical. I thought, Jesus, we played in that pitch, and now we're going to. It's like playing on an unbelievable pitch, and then going down to like Sunday League pitches. I'm thinking, nah, like we ain't going to be as good. Our football's not going to be as good. We're going to drop. Do you know what I mean? But the pitches are unbelievable. They keep them in great nick down there, and like the whole setup. Every week we get there, everyone's very friendly and all that. We've got a little gazebo which we get in and we all get ready in and yeah, it's nice down there. It feels like home now. Do you know what I mean? We've been there for a couple of seasons now, so yeah, it probably feels like home.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what any of the plans are, but I would presume that once the pitch is sort of settled in a little bit more, there will be chances to sort of get people back to us. But at the moment, obviously, it's all got that bedding in stuff. I'm not a farmer, so I don't really understand
Yeah,
how
no.
pitches work. But I know they get very precious about it.
They do.
Even I was there for one of the ladies' matches, and I was in the corner flags, and I was about to walk across it, and they're like, "No, you walk around the perimeter. It's fine." You just
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to Sutton United Talk Time on podcast, the Sutton Podcast. If you are new to the show, hello, and you are very welcome. Hope you enjoy what we do. It's a very simple format. We get a few people on to talk about the game that's just gone, and then we preview the next game coming up. We are available on most podcast platforms where you can listen, rate, and review. If you find that we're not on your preferred platform, please let me know and I'll sort that for you. If anyone would like to support the podcast, you can find out how with more information on the website, which is www.suttonpodcast.com, and there's a tab where you can find out how to be a guest as well. Please find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with the username @SuttonPodcast. Every like, follow, and share is really appreciated. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you. Obviously, the reason this came about, or we got talking, is the Crystal Palace chap did his podcast.
Yeah.
Sort of revealed himself. Which, to me, I'm like, what? Why would you need to reveal? But when he was saying things like, "I've been ashamed of who I am," and I'm like, hang on a minute. I mean, I can be ashamed I've put on a load of weight because that's something that I've done.
Yeah.
I can be ashamed I've bald my head off because that's something I've done, but I can't be ashamed I've got blue eyes.
Yeah.
But did it resonate? Is it kind of?
Do you know what, mate?
Did you understand what he was saying?
100%, because I was exactly the same. When I was younger, I used to go to school and I wanted to play football. I wanted to fit in with everybody and all that. And people used to come up to me and go, "Oh, why are you limping?" I got injured playing football the weekend because I didn't want people to know I had cerebral palsy. I wasn't embarrassed. I wasn't nothing like that. I just wanted to fit in. I didn't want people to think anything different of me. So in school, yeah, I'd always say like, yeah, no, I got injured, or I did this, or fell over, or did that. And then it got to a stage where I just thought I can't do it no more. I ain't being true to myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people asked, I'd be totally honest. And now it's like it's me, innit? It's something that I was born with, and it's something that I take on board, and it's got me to where I am today. Do you know what I mean? So I'm so proud, like I say, to be disabled, because it's given me all these opportunities. Do you know what I mean? To play for Sutton, to go and represent my country at a World Cup. Yes, I couldn't be prouder. And anybody, like I said before, and I've said it time and time again, like football's for everybody as well. It doesn't matter what you've got, if it's a disability, colour. It doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's a load of things going on at the World Cup at the moment in Qatar, about gay people and stuff like that. It's so silly, because football is for everybody and it brings everybody together. Do you know what I mean? You bring I've met so many different people along the way. It's incredible. I've met people I never thought I'd meet. So yeah, football is for everybody, and I wouldn't like. I heard the podcast, and I don't want that guy to be ashamed, and because there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, as I say, it was just something I'd never thought of before.
Yes.
Of all the things that people with disabilities kind of have to deal with, it was like, well, that's surely way down the list. But
Yeah.
Obviously it's not. I mean, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying
No, yeah.
I never really considered it. One of the other things that I didn't realise, and I'm really sorry, I'm not trying to make you a spokesman, but
No. Right.
on the media, the image of people with cerebral palsy
Mm-hmm.
is they always need a lot of care. They always need a lot of looking after.
Yep.
And so you hear cerebral palsy, and then you see Aaron running around on a football pitch.
Yeah.
Well, those two things don't go together for my image.
Yeah.
So is there like a spectrum. I don't know what the correct word is, and if it's wrong.
So you have got a spectrum of cerebral palsy. I've got the same brother, my brother Ashley. He's got cerebral palsy as well, and he's in a wheelchair. But then you've got the likes of myself who've got cerebral palsy. I've got with a bit of a limp, and then you've got players at the England squad that have got it in their hand. So it's just all different types of cerebral palsy. It's just obviously how bad you've got it. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, the cerebral palsy at England, I'm probably the worst disabled person there. And if you've seen me play football, not saying I'm the nuts, but I'm not too bad. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I struggle with it a little bit when I talk to people about playing for England and playing cerebral palsy football for England. Because if you watch it, you understand how good it is. Do you know what I mean? And our football is brilliant. It's up and coming, and we're getting there with the ladies at the moment. We're there or thereabouts with the ladies, and hopefully one day I probably won't be playing no more because I'll be too old. But it will be as big and it will be broadcasted on a bigger platform for us. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a superb watch. Like it is brilliant to watch. So yeah.
I mean, I've referred to it a couple of times, but if anyone hasn't actually listened to it, I did retweet a couple of weeks ago. It's the HLTCO podcast. He mostly does things about Palace, so just ignore all that and go back to the other one. But it was a bit of an eye opener, and it was only about 25 minutes. So do listen. It was just interesting for me to think. I didn't even think of that. But you have done interviews as well, trying to promote more players with cerebral palsy. As your ambassador role as an England international. And so how's that going? I mean, is there a lot of demands on you, or?
They're not too much. I'm actually not too bad, which is all right. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of the more quieter players, I'd say, because we've got some characters in our squad. We've got some characters, especially our captain, Matty Crossan. He's unbelievable. The geezer he's a great footballer, and his story from like becoming an England CP footballer is just amazing. Like if you go search him up or listen to his story, he was absolutely fine. He was playing brilliant football, and at 18 he had a stroke, and woke up and had CP, and they said he wouldn't be able to walk, talk, or nothing. And he's here today, and he's our captain, and he's a great leader, and just he's an unbelievable footballer. Like I praise him enough. Like he's just superb. Like just an all-round great guy. So that's what I mean. There's just so many great stories within CP football. Do you know what I mean? I just love people to listen and go and look and just realise how good it really is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you guys play it's during the week normally, isn't it?
So
Saturday morning.
So the Sutton boys, we go every Saturday morning and train every Saturday, and then we try and have a game every 2 weeks, mate. Every 2 to 3 weeks, we try and get a game or a tournament on. So yeah, we do well with that, and then obviously the England boys, we meet up every month for a camp, and then just prepare for. At the moment, we're obviously preparing for the Euros next year, so looking forward to that. But we'll play like before that a few games here and there. So obviously it's just non-stop really, football, like non-stop.
So just in case anyone doesn't follow, it's the SUFC_disability is on Twitter, and they put the fixtures on there. So if you are around, obviously pop down. I'm sure the players would very much like some support on the side.
Yeah, of course, and you can watch brilliant football as well. So
yeah, especially from people like me who just can't kick a ball. Because I did pull a face when you said football. Everyone should be able to play football. It's like, no, honestly, I've tried. Not everyone should be able to play football. Some people should be nowhere near the damn pitch. Some people are destined to pay to watch football for the rest of their lives. But you have the opportunity to play football. That's the important thing.
That's it.
But you mentioned the Euros, so that's coming up in a few months. I think you said towards the end of May.
Yeah, end of May, beginning of June. We are out in Sardinia for the Euros. So looking forward to that. I'm hoping we will do well in that. I'm hoping for good things. I really am. We got a few teams we got to beat because there was a few instances out in the World Cup. I won't go too much into it, but we need to beat some teams basically. So and that's what we're going to go and do. Yeah, get a bit of retribution. So no, looking forward to it. We're all working hard at the moment, and yeah, hopefully we'll come out on top with that one. So
excellent. Bring the trophy around to Gander Green Lane. So
I will do. Don't you worry about that.
Wonderful. So Aaron's Twitter is Aaron Lucas 92. I think it was. 1 second. Hang on.
I believe it. I don't know
Aaron
myself.
Lucas 92. Yeah, Aaron Lucas 92 on Twitter. So get in and sort of add to his followers and support him for England as well, because we've got a full international for England. Aaron, it's been lovely to talk to you.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you, mate.
And watch the match and do the bedtimes as well. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you, mate. You take care.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
United! United!